Hi there, friends. Chad Hauer here, team leader for the Hauer home team at Keller Williams. And my son, Ryder Hauer here, has joined us to give us a little market update here for what's going on in the real estate market here as of June. So let's dive right in. If we look specifically at the median sale price in Pierce County as of May, what's the median sale price currently, Ryan?
Roughly 527,000.
527,000. All right, so we've seen it go up over the last several months, and we can see here we actually peaked in May of this same time last year, as when things peaked, and as interest rates increased, we saw that home values came down. So what does that represent, Ryder? 527,000 is our median sale price. How much have values dropped in the last year since last May?
7%.
7% decline in values. That is really good to know. All right. Now, when we're looking at what are homes actually selling for that are on the market, when we look at the median percent of the last list price, what are they going for, right?
100%.
100%, that's right. So we're still seeing people that are pricing their homes where the market's at are getting 100% of list price. They're not getting, lowball offers by any means. So we're going to see why here coming up in just a moment. And now this is a 5-year history on most of these charts that we're sharing with you today. So this again is a 5-year history, and we can see there was a period where days on market kind of jumped up to being, over 30 days in the recent months, and yet now it's over the last couple of months really dropped back down to record lows of what we were seeing. So how long is the median days on market for a home in Pierce County right now, right?
7 days.
7 days on market, that's right. So we are seeing it is a very fast, competitive market right now. Good to know. Now, the number of pending sales that we've seen is down by how much?
20%.
Down 20% since this same time last year. So we are seeing less transactions taking place than there were the year before. The number of homes for sale is also down 8% though. So we're seeing less inventory than there was this same time last year. And the number of homes sold has dropped as well by 38%. So less transactions, less homes for sale in general. Now I want to give you some context, as we always like to do, for supply and demand here. So when we see that there's less than 6 months of homes on the market, that represents a seller's market. Now in the middle, you can see a neutral market where homes just kind of go along with inflation. That's represented by 6 to 7 months worth of homes on the market. And greater than 7 months represents a buyer's market. And that's where we see home values typically decline. So any guesses on where we're at right now, Ryder? I'll give you a little hint.
The seller's market?
You're right, it is a seller's market. There is less than 6 months of homes on the market right now. How many months in Pierce County specifically are there?
1.1.
1.1 months worth of inventory. So again, this is a 5-year history where it's been a seller's market all the way through and through. And we saw kind of a peak of home inventory just going over a little over 2 months, which is still very much so considered a seller's market. So that's the big story here, is supply. We continue to have a lack of supply locally, and we're seeing it pretty consistently around the nation as well. So that has allowed, even as interest rates have been going up, it's allowed for upward pressure to still be put on home values. So home values are being able to, basically withstand the less buyers in the marketplace because there's just so much less supply. So let's talk about interest rates. Ryder, as of the recording of this video, where are interest rates at right now? If somebody wanted to get a mortgage for a 30-year home loan, what would they be paying roughly? A little over how much?
7.
That's right, a little over 7%. So that's a lot higher than it was recently. So lastly, oh, I'm ghosting again. Here we go. I'm going in and out of the picture. All right, I got to find the sweet spot here. Okay, I'm back. So inflation is really a big part of where things are right now. And real estate has really had kind of a big target on its back because it's been increasing as quickly as it has. And so, Jerome Powell and the Feds have really wanted to make sure they've jacked up the interest rates very quickly in order to kind of stabilize that and get it more under control. And we can see as of today, the recording of this video, the latest inflation numbers just came out, and it's down to 4%, which is really good. That's a US inflation rate. So it's still a little bit higher than we want on average. Inflation, the long-term average of inflation has been 3.28%. And we are seeing it's at 4% now. Fed's goal was by now to get it down to 4.1%. So they're actually beating the goal. So that's what's being done is working. And if we want to compare that to last month, the inflation rate was at 4.93%. And compare it to last year, the inflation rate was at 8.58%. So we've seen tremendous drop in inflation. So that's a good thing. It's getting more in check. And you can see from this chart, again, this is a 5-year history looking at, just since the beginning of this year, how much inflation has gotten more under control. So as always, if you are not yet a homeowner, I want to remind you, when interest rates might seem intimidating at 7%, a little over 7%, keep in mind the alternative. If you're renting 100, you're essentially paying 100% in interest. None of that is going towards building your own wealth when you pay that rent check each month. So recommend sit down, look at this. This graph shows over time how much rent has gone up year after year after year. So buying a home continues to be the alternative of renting. And lastly, as we always like to remind you, headlines tend to terrify more than they do clarify. And just remember, it's a fool's game to wait to time the market. Time and time again, we find that it's about time in the market more so than timing the market. So it's always a good time to make a plan to buy. I'm ghosting again. Where did I go? So get with your local realtor and your local lender, and let's put a plan in place today. We are here for you at the Hauer Home Team to help you with this. Reach out to us anytime. If you have any friends or family with real estate questions, don't hesitate to reach out, whether it's real estate, if they're wanting to buy or sell now or in the future, they have finance questions, you name it, maintenance needs, we're here to be a resource to you. So thank you for your time, and we hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.